Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me on Unique Peace. So today I was supposed to have Jenna Kedy on. However, she is not feeling well today, so we are rescheduling. She will be on June 13th in the evening. So if you're here to check out Jenna's story and what brings her peace, join us on June 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, wanted to let you know that on next Sunday, I am having Sophie. She is Sophie Jean Reed. Right. Sorry, Sophie Jean Wright. She goes with many names. She is a photographer, a mother of three, and has really come to terms with loving her and accepting herself as she is. So, we're going to be talking about what brings her peace and how she got to the journey of self acceptance. Also, next week is very busy because on the 6th, I have Amy Anthony. She's going to come on and talk about aromatherapy bringing her peace. She owns a lavender in farm out here on the North Fork on Long Island, New York. And then on Wednesday, the 7th, we have Cody and Tanya, the founder, husband and wife team, and founders of Acid for Squares. I'm looking forward to learning about their story and journey to peace and individually and together. So I'm hopeful that you will join us for all of those upcoming sessions. I also want to take a moment to say that while Jenna doesn't feel good, this gives me the opportunity to talk about what kind of things bring me peace. And while it was unexpected and you have to pivot sometimes, taking that deep breath in, saying, I got this, and figuring out what to do, especially when you don't have a backup plan. So when you don't have a backup plan, it's hard to find peace. But if you're already centered and grounded, you can find peace very quickly. You can also adapt and pivot. I know those are buzzwords these days, but it is the truth. When you are centered and relaxed, you can just like, okay, this happened. I don't like that she doesn't feel well. I wish she was feeling better. Both because I want her on the show and because we don't like to feel bad and we don't like to feel icky and sick. However, remembering to come to center, finding your peace, meditating for 16 seconds, which you can do. Believe it or not, you can do it. You inhale for 4, you hold for 4, you exhale for 4, you sit for 4. So it's really nice and easy to do and gives you a moment of peace just to say, okay, now what? Mm, you can quickly assess your options if you don't let the unexpected take over because the unexpected can happen at any time. We know this. So, one of my favorite things to do is just remind myself to be grounded. Grounded every day. It only takes a couple of minutes. You can go a little bit longer if you're good at meditation. Some people are like, I can't meditate. That I'm going to challenge you on. I think everybody can. I'm going to concede that it's not easy. I do a whole presentation on it. So I can tell you that I agree it's not easy, but you can do it. I'm not going to say that, oh, I'm not going to let people say I can't meditate. I'm going to say it's not easy and that you can. And then when you are grounded, you find that peace and it allows you to deal with the unexpected in a beautiful way. So, uh, let's see. It's a good morning, always. Thank you, Michael. And we can walk to the water. Yes, walking to the water brings peace. It's a nice element, especially here on Long Island. If you live on a coast, definitely visit the element of water. It can be very calming, especially when it's still or you just listen to the ebb and flow of the waves. If you are in a landlocked area, I suggest walking in a park or taking a hike in the mountains. I grew up in Colorado, so I definitely would recommend anybody in the mountainous range to take a hike up into the mountains and just kind of sit with the trees, listen to the trees and the birds, and really come into that stillness that way. And with the water, it's just nice to sit because it can be very powerful just to sit and listen to the waves and nothing else. I mean, the birds and just take notice of what's there, but it can be really relaxing and peaceful to just sit in nature. So, um, I would like I said, I was not anticipating talking about what brings me peace. So those are some of the things that bring me peace. What also brings me peace is music. And don't laugh, but I'm a huge metal fan. So believe it or not, days where I just feel like I can't take it, I can't take people, I can't take the world, I can't take anything. I am not afraid to go back to thrash metal and shake off the negativity. The big thing is being a conscientious listener. So if I don't like the message, I don't listen to it. And I've always been that way. If I don't like the message, it doesn't matter if it's metal or not, I don't listen to it. So being that I am a metalhead, people are like, oh my God, it's like there's metal out there that you can listen to that's uplifting. I mean, you can listen to Skillet, Alter Bridge, Flyleaf. You can also, there's fun metal. I know people are like fun metal. It's like if you listen to Anthrax, they have a lot of fun songs that just help you shake it off. So that's another way. And also in the vein of music, just going to my car during lunch and listening to some meditation music and kind of getting myself quiet. I find quiet gives you the biggest answers and brings you the biggest peace. I also like to write it out. When you write it out, you get it out. And when you get it out, you're calmer. Remember that. When you write it out, you get it out and you get calmer. If you've got a lot on your mind, this was a big lesson for me. When you have a lot on your mind, you don't have clarity because you have 1,000 spinning thoughts in your head. It's like all the spinning plates. It's like, I don't see juggling. I see a lot of spinning plates. And when you do that, something's going to fall, crack, or break. And when that happens, you feel like your life can fall apart. Don't let that happen. Write it out. Writing it out also helps you bring clarity. And sometimes it's not as scary or worrisome as you think, because then you can like figure out creative ways. It's like, okay, I've got this situation. And then you write it out and you come back later and it's like, oh, well, I can do it this way. Or that's not that important. Or what was I thinking? Why am I worried about this? So take a moment to write it out and let it be for a little bit. And then you can come back and you're like, oh, okay. The important thing is getting it out of your head. When you can get out of your head, the answers will come. And I also like to color and draw and be artistic. I guess channeling that inner child and letting it be. Because again, when your mind wanders, it's kind of like being in a meditative state. When your mind wanders, answers come. Or you just like, hey, that was great. And look at this awesome picture I drew. Or, hey, that was great. Look at this awesome picture I colored. Or this poem I wrote. Just getting into that creative space and getting into that creative mind is awesome as well. So those are some tips and tricks in my toolbox. I'm looking forward to having Jenna on in the next couple of weeks. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you on Sunday when we talk to Sophie, and next week when we talk to Amy, and when we talk to Tanya and Cody. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful and peaceful day.